Alright, hello everyone, this is Menz here. Going to be doing a recording over this replay of the T26E4 Super Pershing. Now this match was taken from, I was live streaming yesterday, which if you haven't caught any of my live streams, I live stream at least 4 days a week here on YouTube. You can go over to the dedicated page and, my schedule will be over there. Right now I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays. But anyway, getting to this match. This match is pretty special. I clipped it out of and saved the replay file for my from my live stream. But 5,400 damage in a Super Persian, pretty damn awesome. Just a little bit of assist damage, only 700, 7 kills. But this is a pretty awesome comeback in this match. Now, approaching this match, I kind of see that the enemy team is E75 and VK4502B. Now, both of those tanks, Super Pershing kind of struggles a little bit penetrating them from the front. E75, I can hit the lower plate, the commander cupola, and VK pretty much just the commander cupola and a couple other small little weak spots. But you'll see Super Pershing, one of the few tanks I carry more premium rounds than standard rounds in this thing, because really with the amount of premium rounds in today's game, it's you kind of need it in this tank because your armor doesn't hold up like it probably should. Your standard round 170 millimeters of pen, premium bumps way up to 258, plus the shell travels faster as well. Really the only negative is less normalization, so you can ricochet and bounce off a few more pieces of armor than AP might not bounce off of. But anyway, heading over to this side because we have a lot of people over to 8-0. I assume that their two heavies were heading over here, and we spot this FCM-50T here in the beginning, and kind of surprisingly, I run into there's the FCM-50T, and then fortunately for me, there's their AMX 5100. And he's just, I'm just going to pop just up here, and he's sitting here right out in the open. Now, there's no SPGs, so it's not the worst spot for him, but, it definitely doesn't help out, because his tank doesn't really have any armor. Now, really over on our flank, it's just myself and IS-3 here and the T-43. And right now there's the FCM, AMX, the E-75 just popped up here, and a Yag Panther. And this is where I'm kind of like, shit, like, alright, I'm just gonna kind of keep plinking them here, getting some damage in, and hopefully my other side wins. But right now at this point, we're already down 2 tanks, and, the other side's pretty evenly matched. It's just, right now we have these 3 tanks in the center, which the KV-13 helped out a bit in the Skoda, but really, our side, it's equal tank-wise, but with their E75 over here, they should be able to beat us. But fortunately for me, this E75 makes pretty critical error, and you never want to, pull out an E75 exposing your side, and he does exactly that. He does get a very big shot on me here, 472 damage, which, a couple more of them, and I'll be in trouble. But fortunately, I track him, but his gun is still able to point out from this wall. And I was a little bit concerned, but fortunately he pulls back. I'm able to track him. He doesn't have repair fast enough to be able to, come back in between my shots. But he does eventually use his repair kit and scoots away here. Now at this point, enemy team, they're starting to push up because they kind of sense that we don't really have that many tanks over here. We still haven't killed any enemies, and we're down 3 tanks. So I'm still at this point, I'm trying to play as safely as I can, but as aggressive as I can too, because we're losing tanks here, a lot faster than they are. And really, once this E75 fires, this kind of sets me up. I didn't get shot from over here, great, but I had enough time in between his reload, and he, I said this during the stream, gives me like the holy grail of shots here. He drives right past me. Like, he was probably like, shit, I'm gonna get better cover over here, but I get whacked here for 577 damage. So now I'm one-shottable. and you know, I'm still faced with E75, so I'm going to track him. These guys are pulling up, so I'm going to fall back here, you know, so I don't get shot this way, and hope nobody is over here. At quite a few times this match, if, say, the Skoda or anybody else came up this direction, I would have been screwed, but fortunately, you know, that does not happen as of yet, and I'm able to pop here, get the E75, because you saw him rock backwards. He pulls back and backpedals more. Lets me hit him because he wasn't aimed in. Get out this Scorpion, and we're starting to have a match here. We're only down by one tank, and our team's starting to come back a bit. Now, I am using pretty much just APCR here because this is a very close match. I wanted to win this damn thing. After, you know, we killed the E75, I was, you know, I was pretty optimistic we were going to get this, but APCR gives me the best choice of round right now, and being competitive, I'd rather win than make a ton of money. Plus, I had a 50% credit boost for a personal reserve, so that kind of helps me out a little bit, and I wasn't too concerned about blowing, you know, a ton of credits. Now, we're still kind of in a pickle here. We have these two tanks here. Fortunately, the AMX-50 pops back, and there's this Scorpion and this Skoda, which right now we don't see him. I thought he was gonna, you know, pop right up here. He would have killed me. They would have been able to kill all three of us. But the Skoda, for whatever reason, decides to go all the way across the map eventually and head that way. But at this point, you know, it's close. Take a couple little risks that are within reason. I'm still just, you know, saying, do I want to go right? Do I want to stay here? But I'm concerned I'm going to get flanked. So it's better for me to push up because we have two guys with eyes on this flank here. And fortunately, I'm able to, you know, get up here enough. But this AMX 5100 did try to flank me here, which I get out this Scorpion, fortunately, and he pops up here, pumps around at me. I'm one-shottable by pretty much everything now, except for a Panther, because they still have a Panther on the enemy team. But at this point, I haven't really deflected any rounds. The Super Pershing, a lot of times why you see people use APCR and why I'm using it, its armor, it's good, but it doesn't really hold up that well anymore with the high penetrating guns, and you know, if you're facing higher tiers, fortunately only tier 9s, no tier 10s, you know, your armor has a lot of holes in it, so sometimes adding a little bit of penetration to your gun definitely does wonders in the tank. But at this point, I'm extremely concerned, you know, popping through here, but I take the chance, and fortunately for me, I don't get hit by anything. And, you know, they're just kind of, you know, lollygagging around it a little bit. They could have pushed on us at this moment and won, but we get the 5100 out. Right now I get a little bit lucky with this Panther missing, and the CDC hits low on me, and he just tracks me. He must have hit, and it scooted right under my hull. And fortunately, we get the CDC out. So now it's 3 versus 3. We're all low HP. Pretty much we're all one-shottable except for the IS-3. He has a chance to, you know, not die through one shot. So knowing that, it's no real sense pushing up, especially once this Skoda gets lit here. And at this point, I'm like, oh god. This IS-3 is pushing towards him. He's going to die, then I'm going to die. But I decide to pop out here and try to get a shot on him, but that doesn't really work out well. I do get my only bounce of the match here off of this Skoda. He does end up shooting me here at some point, but I do take another shot from this Panther coming up. He winds up pushing on top of the hill because he knew these two guys were chasing after him. And fortunately for me, he's got a really dinky gun on him. And that's why I only blocked shot from that Skoda there this match, outside of my track armor. But seeing that they had pulled back, I thought this Borsig was going to end up being over in this area as well, or flanking all the way down. But fortunately for me, it's just this itty little bit of crack here, and I barely hit this guy. That's a big shot there, because really at this point I was like, crap, I'm gonna blow this. It's still too close to call, but I still like their team better at this point because they have this Borsig somewhere. Don't know where the hell he was, but obviously he, didn't really play that aggressive. And this IS-3 is going to push on this Skoda. Fortunately for me, I get one shot on him, but our IS-3, he gets machine gunned down here. I get a second shot, track the Skoda, and he's just sitting out here, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to get him here. And yep, missed that. It either hit his track or hit the ground in front of him, and I decided to pump one more in for safe measure, and that didn't work out either. But right now, I'm like, crap, it's just me against two tanks, specifically a very fast Skoda and a Borsig, very good gun on that, and hard for me to really know where he's at right now. Now, funny enough, the enemy team, you'll see in the end results, once I pull them up at the end, two of the enemy team actually messaged me and said that they're rooting for me because of primarily the Borsig, but also to an extent the Skoda. It was kind of funny. But I decided to push up to A1 because I'm not spotting the Skoda here, so that leads me to believe that he's either pushing this way or he's trying to flank me down here, which A1 gives me the best possible spot to not get flanked. So really limiting the amount of ground that they can flank me on, and I can keep my gun in the game and my frontal armor at them. Now the Skoda had the same idea as me. Let's head to A1, try to get around this guy, but fortunately this Borsig isn't able to shoot me yet. At this point I don't know where he's at, but I'm just like, screw it. I gotta try to kill this Skoda if I have any chance and get it to 1v1. Now, going around a rock, you always want to be careful because your turret's not at the front or rear of your tank most of the time. And I kind of make the decision to start straightening out here, pull my side around. He does not straighten out, and I'm able to hit him while his gun does not have a shot on my side. Now, I look at the clock here, under 3 minutes. I really don't want to have a tie or a draw, so screw it, I might as well push. If I win, awesome. If I lose, it doesn't matter as much because it's better than sitting here and having a draw and crying about it. So I'm like, okay, this Borsig was spotted last down here. Maybe he's still down here, and he's like a bot or something, or very afraid to come face me. And I'm like, shit, he's here on my left, 813 HP. I get a shot on him. He just barely misses me. Had that hit me, probably would have pinned me on my turret here. But right now, I get one miss here, and I'm like, crap, I'm screwed. Takes 3 shots for me to kill him, unless I somehow get like super high rolls on damage. But once he disappears, I'm like, he's probably gonna end up flanking me here because this is all open ground. So I set up, side scrape a little bit. I'm able to shoot through this little opening, and these can potentially block a shot from him. And fortunately for me, I get the first shot on him here, and he hits my track most likely, and it passes through, no damage. And I'm able to get the next 2 shots off because he does not reload faster than me here. But this was a nail biter. I was down to 54 HP after that Panther hit me earlier. And pretty awesome win here. Very exciting. Definitely not the huge comeback that you might have expected, but with 7 kills, but still 1v2 against a Skoda and a Borsig, still pretty awesome. And just bringing up the end results here. Got an Ace Tanker Award, High Caliber, Top Gun, of course. I completed the T26E4 mission. The platoon one, actually, number 14, by myself. So that's actually, pretty awesome feat there. Next screen here, most amount of damage on my team easily. The T32 on the other side did a very good job. So did the PZ4. and you know, their team was complaining, as you see in the bottom there. Two of them had messaged me, congratulating me, whatnot. Um, their Borsay against Cody still did a decent amount of damage, but yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't always mount to you know, victory or being that useful if it doesn't come at the right time or right spot of the map. And then finally here at the end, the last screen, 5,400 damage. Only had that one block shot from the Skoda, and then 732 assists. Not too much there. I make a whopping 235 or 234,000 credits. Luckily, I had a personal reserve going off. Still would have made a profit otherwise, but my ammunition cost was 133,000 credits. But I still net 92,000 with that personal reserve. And that's why I kind of stuck with APCR. A, I wanted to win, but B, I also knew I wasn't going to, you know, lose out on credits because I had that reserve going. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Feel free to check out my website, wakuru.com. And if you don't catch my live streams, you can find, specifically on YouTube Gaming, there's a dedicated page to live streaming, but you can also swap over to, you know, the standard YouTube view as well. My schedule's always up there. Right now I stream Monday and Wednesdays earlier on, and Friday and Sunday later on in the evening. But whether or not you catch them, I always cherry pick the best matches out of them here for you for normal replays. Otherwise, if you want to support me here on YouTube, I have a PayPal link in the video description below, and also fan funding that uses a Google Wallet in the upper right hand corner. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys around. Thanks for watching.